I want to talk about my depression, something I've been dealing with probably since I was 16, so 30 years now. Um, no big shocker that I've been depressed, and I've been headed into a downward spiral. There's not a lot of times in recent history that I've been in a downward spiral. That was stuff that happened when I was younger. You get a big blow to your ego or your life, and it's just like, all right, we're going in a downward spiral. We're going to have a crash landing. And then once we crash, it's time to build up. And I had some things on the horizon, it felt like. And then my cat died, which I knew was going to happen. I knew that. And as rough as that, I guess you could say, day, because it started at like 3 a.m. and then to the cremation, so that was all within the same actual day. I still had something to look forward to today. I had plans. I was excited about my plans. Even though the person I had plans with was, handing me crumbs, I was like, this is just how this person acts, And I had said, like, that, I feel like they've gone from being codependent to having an avoidant attachment style, which I don't know if that's possible, but I suppose it is, to go too far one way when you're trying to protect yourself. And, as many times as I've been there for this person, we've had so many discussions about depression, their depression, and how they feel. And sent a good morning text. Nothing. They were supposed to come by and hang out like between noon and 4. Nothing. Nothing. And when you're in a downward spiral with depression, and you know that a person, okay, they haven't had a wreck, they're not in the hospital, but they couldn't say, hey, something came up, I'm sorry. No. The first text I get is, I got 3 air conditioners that were really gross and I had to clean up and install. No, sorry, I couldn't make it to visit with you. No mention of that. And I had already sent a few messages of, I'm sorry if you felt like I pushed you, And of course, there was a not great conversation had last night where I had to tell that person, like, please stop texting me that way. Like, I had to say, I'm crying, please stop. And, I mean, and yet, Dippy, why I see something special in that person, it's not even really important. It's just that when you're in a downward spiral, you are reaching out for anyone that feels safe. You know, I mean, and sometimes in a downward spiral, you're reaching out for just anyone. You're in this freaking abyss, drowning. And you just want somebody to offer you a hand. You don't care who it is. But when you feel like you've been there for somebody, and you just want them to wrap their arms around you. And I'm very weird about hugs, so it couldn't just be anybody. But you know, when you feel like the person who reaches into the abyss is someone you can trust, someone you can count on, even though they've shown you that they can't really be counted on to be there for you. You hope that the amount of effort you've put in, the amount of being there when they reach out, being dependable, you hope that this one time they actually do show up for you. So, you know, it's you know, with the rejection sensitive dysphoria added to the depression, the downward spiral, feeling like I'm drowning in the freaking abyss. It was a blow to not even get a text of something came up or I changed my mind. And I thought, well, you know what? I'll try to save today. You know, can I come visit? Like, there's people there. Can I come visit? And they're like, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. And I was like, okay, let me know. And they said, okay. And I said, is that okay? I can come visit, or okay, you'll let me know? Because I didn't know. And then it's like, I really don't want to do this right now. It's like, okay. You know, so I mean, it's really tough because like you just need something to stop the spiral before you crash and burn. And the dysthymia that's part of it that makes me also call it the big empty. When your depression gets really bad, that like you're just looking ahead and there's just nothing. There's nothing on the horizon. There's no hey, this is coming up, you know, this concert or this movie's coming out, you know, something that tells you that there's something up ahead but it's just emptiness. It's just emptiness. And then there's the added component in my depression of feeling like I deserve this. I earned it. I mean, it's a chemical thing, right? For me, but I've earned it. I've done so many shitty things that I can't name that I thought I've maybe made up for in my life. But apparently it's never going to be over. This part of things, it's always going to come back. And what's worse is when you're alone. Because there's nobody to distract you. There's nobody to try to make you laugh. Even puppies and kittens won't do it. That's what my depression is.